Welcome to Cultured Movie Reviews, your go to source for the latest and hopefully the greatest film review. Join me as I share insightful analysis and opinions on the freshest movie releases. Stay informed and entertained with my concise and informative reviews. Cultured Movie Reviews, your ticket to staying in the know about the best movies out there. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, once again written and directed by James Gunn, is a highly anticipated addition to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The film follows Peter Quill, played by Chris Pratt, as he rallies his team of intergalactic misfits to defend the universe and one of its own. Still reeling from the loss of Gamora, the Guardians face a mission that could mean the end of their team if they were not successful. As a fan of Guardians of the Galaxy movie, I was excited to see what James Gunn had in store for the third installment. The first movie was a breath of fresh air for the superhero genre, introducing us to ragtag group of characters unlike any other heroes we have seen before. While the second movie was not quite as good as the first, it still had its moments, and I had high hopes for the third movie. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 starts off on a somber note as we follow Rocket walking around nowhere, the mining colony of a dead celestial being. We are reintroduced to all of our favorite heroes and some of the side characters, and it quickly becomes clear that this movie is going to be a more emotional ride than the previous two. Sacrifices are made, characters are in dire situation, and the team must come together to support one another. The film's strongest points are its characters and its humor. Despite the fact that the film goes to darker places, it is still a very funny movie and I laughed consistently throughout. The characters are well realized and it allows them to go to emotional places that they haven't gone to before. James Gunn does an excellent job of exploring a new dynamic that happening because obviously the Gamora in the movie is not the Gamora that Peter Quill is used to being around. One of the things I loved about the first Guardians movie was how it introduced us to characters we have never heard of before. The third movie, there is a new character, Adam Warlock, played by Will Poulter, who appears in the movie to cause some chaos and then leaves and reappears to cause more chaos. The main villain in this time around is the High Evolutionary, an individual who has a lot of goals for the universe and thinks that things aren't quite perfect. He wishes they would be or could be, and he's also thinking about his place in the universe and what all of that means. In some ways, he's a more vicious Thanos because Thanos is also looking at the universe and thinking like, can I make this perfect in some way or at least right some wrongs? But I found Thanos to be endlessly more interesting. The High Evolutionary is a very, very cruel person who does unspeakable things to creatures that are far weaker than he is. And that's about it. When it comes to his character, I didn't really feel all that much under the surface. Overall, I enjoyed Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. It was a very entertaining movie with great action scenes, and I laughed a lot. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 is definitely a great movie.